All right, how we doing, everybody?
Hey all, guys here. We're going to be doing a video today, or a podcast per se, once a week, every, what day?
I'm gonna try to make it Thursdays, every Thursday, but today's Friday. But after this week, it'll be every Thursday.
Cool.
You might have noticed on both of our channels, we have an influx of Sonic Frontier stuff.
Yeah, and also Frankie was quiet as heck.
But I fixed all that, and we're good now. I hope.
Yeah, you definitely sound a lot louder.
But,
I could hear you when you were testing recording.
We were originally going to talk about more Sonic.
Yeah.
But something really tragic happened today. Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman, unfortunately lost the battle to cancer and passed away.
I didn't even know he had cancer, to be honest.
Nobody did. He didn't announce it.
He probably wanted to keep it private so people wouldn't get sad and worried.
But I thought that instead of doing Sonic, I would do a tribute to him by talking about one of my favorite superhero game series. Or we both thought this. We had this conversation. The Batman Arkham games.
Yeah, for the time, like all the way up to 2015, these are considered the best superhero games of all time.
Yeah, that and now these still, and now Spider-Man, but these are still in the people still talk about these games.
Especially the first two, especially.
Yeah, exactly. So, Batman Arkham Asylum was first released on August 25th, 2009. I know that date for a reason.
On your birthday?
I'll get to how I got the game in a minute.
But I also, when I heard about it, I wasn't very interested. Like I didn't even know it existed.
Me neither. When it first got announced, I was like, "Oh God, another Batman game." Oh, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like any superhero game, like prior to that, was either okay or bad.
Like the best one was, I think, at that point considered Spider-Man 2.
Possibly, I haven't played that one though.
The PS2 one, that or the PS1 Spider-Man game from Neversoft, I think is who made that.
Yeah, Neversoft made those two games. Yeah.
So those were still like, and maybe Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but that's more of a Street Fighter clone.
And for some Call of Duty trivia, the people who ported the Dreamcast version of Spider-Man 1 is Treyarch, the ones who make the Call of Duty Black Ops series. Huh. Interesting, right?
Yeah, that actually is interesting.
Yeah, it's very weird, man. They did a lot of stuff on Dreamcast, too.
But Batman did not really have a great video game record, kind of like his friend Superman.
Not as bad, though. There are good Batman games, like on the NES. You got the original Batman. And then there's another. Then the second one. I mean, that's not as good, but I hear it's still pretty good.
I hear Batman Vengeance is okay.
Yeah, I hear there's one on the GameCube and whatever that is just absolute garbage. I don't know what it's called.
I think it's Dark Tomorrow or something.
Okay, yeah, sure. If that's what it is, yeah. Because I know what it looked like. I was like, oh my god. I don't know what review it was or who reviewed it, but I was like, this game looks like garbage.
So I didn't have high expectations for this game.
Neither did I. I got it for Christmas, I think, and I was literally like, oh, cool, all right.
So I was subscribed to Game Informer at the time, and my birthday is August 27th. And it was my senior year of high school, like the third day of school. It just happened to be my birthday, right? And my friend came over. I got the new Game Informer in the mail that day because I was subscribed to Game Informer at the time. And Arkham Asylum's review was like a 9.5 out of 10. It was Game of the Month. I was like, wait a minute, what?
How could it be this good? I didn't hear anything about it. I just got it with no information on it existing other than I got it for Christmas, and I was like, "Oh, this is a thing. All right, I'll try it." Because during that year, what was it, 2009?
Yeah.
There weren't many games that I got that year that were any really that great because there really weren't any really great games coming out that year. Especially if you're a Sonic fan.
I remember correctly, it was like a stagnant year for games.
I mean, and economic recession, but you know, but Batman was the most like beefy game I had for that Christmas, and I thought, all right, I'll try it. And when I did,
let's circle back to that. So
I know,
I
but
was talking.
yeah.
I was talking to my friend that Chris that day, and I was like, dude, I kind of want to play this game. So we go to dinner. So we go to dinner for my birthday. And my dad, just because he's back, he's like, "Happy birthday!" I open the bag, and there's fucking Batman Arkham Asylum. I was like, dude, I was literally just talking about this game. I was literally just talking about this.
That must have been weird.
And so I played it, and I fell in love with it like immediately.
Same here. Like, my stepdad got me the game, and he loves the Arkham stuff, like the suits and the story. It's very cool. But yeah, when I first popped it in, like he did, we just fell in love with it. The voice, like it hooked you hard.
It does.
It's hard. If it doesn't, then I'm sorry that you can't understand the experience.
Like, even if you just take Batman out of the equation, this is just a very well-made game.
Yeah, you could put any other superhero character in this, and it would just a character. If they had these kind of powers, it would be fucking fantastic.
Yeah, honestly, because it's just a well-made, well-designed game. It's very Metroidvania.
Yes,
because there are certain areas that are locked off until you get this new gadget or this new ability, and you just can't go there.
I never thought of it that way. That's actually pretty good.
But the story is at first kind of typical Batman story. He captures the Joker, brings him to Arkham Asylum. Oh, whoop-de-doo, right?
And by the way, that we already know that Kevin Conroy voices Batman in this, but the icing on the cake is Mark Hamill returns as the Joker.
And both of them do such a good job in this game.
Especially Mark Hamill. He had way too much fun doing this stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, it's so funny. It's so funny how he said, "I'm going to retire after this game." It's like, nope.
And then Arkham Asylum, and then Arkham City comes out, but we'll get to Arkham City in a minute.
Oh no! It was after Arkham City. He said that.
We'll get to we'll talk about that in a bit too, because I don't want to spoil anything just yet if you haven't played any of these games.
Fair enough.
By the way, there will be spoilers in this video for these games. Unlike Sonic Frontiers, that just came out, these games Arkham Asylum came out 12, 13 years ago.
Okay? Oh my god, it has been 13 years.
So if you haven't played it, it's on you, not me.
It's like they're playing Ocarina of Time by now. That's your fault.
So what happens is, after Batman gets the Joker to Arkham, Joker clearly wanted to be there.
Yeah, and he's so funny.
He kills the guard. He kills the guards and just gets out of there.
And he's off hiding away from the Batman.
And like,
yeah, Harley Quinn helps him out and tries to take care of some certain things.
So Batman's like, all right, gotta go after him because I'm Batman. So you find out that Joker's throwing this like party, so to speak, and there are certain villains that are there. Like Scarecrow shows up, Bane's there, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Killer Croc. I think that's it.
Villains? Let me see. Which ones did you mention?
The Joker, obviously. Bane, Scarecrow, Killer Croc, Poison Ivy, and Harley Quinn. Did I miss anybody?
I don't think so.
Yeah, this game doesn't have a whole lot of villains, but the villains they do have, they do very well. Like the Joker fights. There's only one Joker fight. The Scarecrow fights are... The Scarecrow fights are fantastic.
They're pretty ingenious in terms of design.
The third one especially. That got me when I first played the game.
Yeah. And what's interesting about this Scarecrow gameplay is that they would end up making a spin-off game that is completely 2D like that. Because there are camera like shots where it's like a 2D like action platformer kind of.
Yeah, you're talking about Blackgate, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That was on what? 3DS, Vita, and
That's it.
Wii U.
They eventually ported it to all the other consoles. It was actually on PS3, 360, and Vita, and Wii U.
Wow. Was it on PS3?
It was on PS3, but it was never on 4, to my knowledge.
That's weird. That is weird. Like so late into the franchise at that point? Why only put it on PS3 and Xbox 360?
Because I don't know, man.
But fuck that game. Anyway.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. So Batman is going through the asylum and taking. Oh, Zsasz! I forgot Zsasz is in there too.
Yeah, he's a very minor villain, but he did do stuff.
So you eventually find out that Joker is trying to replicate the serum that Bane uses, Venom, but he makes a new formula called Titan, which doesn't need the tank.
Yeah.
He had a doctor in the asylum working on it, but the doctor gets blown up. And
yeah, because she was eventually going to go against what she was going against what Joker wanted, and he probably knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, so Batman systematically takes all these villains down and confronts the Joker, who has now captured Jim Gordon. And he goes to shoot Jim Gordon with the Titan formula. Batman just takes it. And then Joker injects himself with it. So Batman gives himself the cure and beats the Joker at a kind of anticlimactic boss fight, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, the boss fights in this game aren't really that stellar, especially the final one.
But Batman defeats the Joker. He gets taken down, and Batman just leaves.
Yeah.
Arkham Asylum, compared to later games, is actually very simple.
Yeah.
But in terms of the gameplay-wise, unless you have anything you want to talk more about the story.
I mean, I like the Scarecrow illusions of freaking you the fuck out in certain cases, and
the part where you're like going through Wayne Manor and he turns back to a little kid. Whew.
Yeah, that shit fucked with me a little bit.
Or like, I think in the first one, he finds his dead parents taunting him.
Mm.
The third one, oh my god!
Well, when you open the body bags.
No, the third Scarecrow one where the game crashes.
Oh, I forgot. Oh yeah. And it was perfect for that era of gaming because the 360 was known to break easily.
You know, when that happened to me, I was like, what?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa.
I was like, oh, wait. That was supposed to happen. Okay.
All right. Okay.
It still got me, though.
Yeah. It made me confused. I was like, wait, what?
But
it pulled a freaking Eternal Darkness on you.
The only blemishes I really have with the plot are the ending. The final boss fight is just... I think I'd rather have had like a Joker mind game rather than him turning into a giant monster.
Yeah, that would have been a lot better in my opinion, but it's... Other than that, the game itself is pretty damn good, especially
everything else about the game is wonderful. It's just that point.
Apparently, it took 1 full year for one person that was developing the game to get Batman's like cape physics correct.
I believe it. That cape is very intricate in this game.
Yeah, especially for 2009.
Oh yeah, but
the fact that they could make this work on PS3 as well is pretty impressive too.
Yeah, because the PS3 was very hard to develop for.
Yeah, and if you had the PS3 version, you had Joker exclusive DLC where you could play as him, which sucked because I wanted that.
I've only played the Arkham games on PlayStation. I've played every single one on PlayStation. So.
Yeah, I didn't have a PS3 at the time, so that's why I had it on 360.
I have played all of them on Xbox and PlayStation because I had Game Pass, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just play them on here. Why not? But
right.
I own physical copies on PlayStation. So
nice.
But in terms of the gameplay, I don't know what I'd compare this to. This was very unique for the time. Now a bunch of games are copying this system. But
yeah, like Spider-Man did, but what they did with that is that they made it even better, in my opinion.
like, so Batman, basically there are 3 different types of gameplay: when he's just running, combat, and stealth.
Yeah. Well, detective mode too. Don't forget.
Detective mode, that's a whole thing, and we'll get to that in a bit. The combat
Yeah.
system is very free flow. It's one of those games easy to use, very difficult to master.
But once you master it, my God, you feel overpowered beyond hell.
Well, I mean, you're Batman.
Well, I mean, well, okay. Have you seen what Spider-Man does though? For a human, that's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, because like Batman, when you learn how to do this combat system, you can clear a whole room of dudes without taking a fucking punch.
And take it down with one like swift combo.
Yeah, like
It's that nuts.
because like for example, like you have one attack button, a counter button, a dodge button, and a button to stun them, right? And Batman doesn't stop. If you hit the button, he will go from enemy to enemy, just go boom, 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 and just destroy everyone.
Yep. And Batman has this whole thing about not killing people. Bitch, you can't tell me that he didn't fucking kill anybody in this game.
Dude,
Jesus.
when he takes somebody down, he basically cracks their skull.
Yeah, like they slow it down too to really emphasize like the crunch, and it's like, oh God, how?
But the counter, if you learn how to counter, you are a freaking beast because no one will touch you.
Yeah, when you like, I was once really fucking good at it, but now I just I can barely play the damn game. They suck.
But it's a lot of fun once you get used to it. Like, it feels very natural.
Yeah,
And,
I didn't have any issues in terms of like adapting to the game at all.
And honestly, the fight scenes are really well animated. Like, especially for the time.
The frame rate too being very steady. 30 FPS for the time was pretty good.
Yeah. The next big thing is the stealth gameplay, which is actually really easy to break. I won't lie. Literally, just start hopping around, and you just hop around, and no one will see you. It's a little ridiculous.
The future games do make the AI a little actually competent, but in this game,
it's so easy. Yeah, it's so easy. You basically have these gargoyles, and you basically like stealth snipe everybody. But like they're so dumb. Like you can jump down, knock a guy out. They'll hear you knock him out. You can just grapple up, and they'll be like, "Where'd he go?"
Exactly.
Like you'll literally be right above them, looking at them, but they don't think to look up. Like, "Where's Batman? Where did he go?" Like they're so stupid.
Find the bat.
And, okay, that is one thing I'm going to complain about real quick. Graphically, though, graphics fantastic for 2009. It was a very good looking game for the time.
Oh God, yeah.
But the enemy variety is not there.
It sucks. There's only like 2 types of enemies.
There's 4 enemy types. There's 4 enemy types. There's dudes with stun batons, crazy dudes, and titans. Those are your enemies.
Yep.
And they all look the fucking same.
Yeah, there's like some minute differences. Oh, and shock collar. Don't forget shock collar.
Yeah. And they all sound the same too.
Yeah, there's only like 2 voices, maybe 3.
Get used to it's the freaking bat.
Hey, I found somebody.
But the villains and Batman, they all look fantastic.
Yeah, some would go some design changes in future games, but
like I love the way Batman looks in this game. He looks awesome. Killer Croc, I think, might be the most standout character design because he's freaking frightening.
Yeah, he's kind of a fucking monster.
Killer
So I mean,
Croc
it makes sense.
Killer Croc is nightmare fuel, but his boss fight sucks.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Like easily the best battles are with Scarecrow. Like easily.
Mm-hmm. For sure, because they actually give you some kind of different, unique way of beating them. And like,
There's one.
and Killer Croc, you have to be very, very slow.
In terms of side quests, there's only one. Only one.
What is it? I forget.
It's the Riddler.
Oh yeah.
This is in every single game. The biggest challenge of the game is doing all of Riddler's challenges.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of trophies around the island, a bunch of riddles, a bunch of question marks you have to find. And in this game, it's not fun.
It's not as bad as future games.
You know what's funny? I've completed it in City at Night. I have never bothered in this game.
I did it in this game. It wasn't that hard.
I've done it in City and Night because I felt like I had to, and here I don't care. I'll get to that when we get to those games, but
the game's self-aware though, because when you get to when you go through certain get certain points with how many things you collected, the Riddler will actually say different things to you, like, "What are you doing? Looking them up on the internet? The answers up on the internet?" I'm just
yes.
yes, actually. Fuck you. So thankfully, it's just a side thing. You don't need it to get the true ending.
You only need to do that in one Arkham game. Only one.
Yeah, and I gave up.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a little bit. Don't you worry, guys.
7 years later, not doing it still.
We'll get to that in a minute. Don't you worry. Arkham Asylum as a game, it still holds up very well today, even today.
Yeah, so if you're going to get it, just get the remastered collection.
Oh, yeah, because it was re-released on PS4 and Xbox One as Return to Arkham, which comes with Asylum and City, not Origins, and we'll get to Origins later.
Does it come with the Joker DLC?
I think so. I don't know if it's on the Xbox version, but I know it's on the PlayStation.
Okay. They run at 60 FPS, and it's so amazing to watch it at 60.
Yeah, it is. But I love Arkham Asylum. I still play it from time to time. I like the game a lot.
I haven't played it in quite a long time. I don't have any real reason to go back to it because I 100%ed it, and the next game I played a lot more of.
Speaking of the next game, a couple of months after Arkham Asylum came out, they released a teaser trailer for the sequel.
Which is funny because that's pretty early.
But the game, it took 2 years to come out, so all right.
Yeah, but that's pretty fast if you think about it.
They clearly had a formula going, and they wanted to stick it while they were working on it. So, the next game, Arkham City.
So this is, think of it like part 1, basically, is what this is.
They were clearly setting up a trilogy. They wanted to make a trilogy.
Yeah, they must have, people must have looked, the investors and people who were playing it behind their NDAs were probably saying, this game is incredible. Like, you need to do it.
And the reception and the sales through the roof for Batman Arkham Asylum.
Absolutely.
So they made a sequel, Arkham City. This is one of the highest reviewed video games ever.
Yeah, it was contested with Game of the Year, but Skyrim ended up winning, which I can see why, but it's, whatever. Get a Game Awards or whatever.
This is one of my most... I loved Arkham Asylum so much, I was super excited for Arkham City.
Oh, so was I.
I didn't follow Asylum. I didn't follow Asylum at all. I was all hands on following Arkham City.
My cousin was a dick. He said, well, looks like there's not... We were both playing it at some point, or before it came out. I don't know. He said, well, there probably won't be another Batman game after this. I was like, don't. I'm like, fuck you.
Well, good thing he was wrong.
Yeah, well, because of a certain character dying.
We'll
That's
talk
what
about. We'll get to that in a little bit.
and it was spoiled for me a little bit. But
I wasn't. I didn't hear anything about either one of these games. About any of these games.
Lucky you, bitch.
Yeah, because there's one part in the third game where I was like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
So Arkham City has two playable characters this time. You have Batman.
Sadly, one was through DLC originally. Sadly,
not anymore. If you get Return to Arkham, they're automatically playable.
But, good.
You have Batman. 95% of the game, you're Batman.
Yeah.
There are 4 missions where you play as Catwoman.
And one of them, you can actually just leave the city, and leave Batman to die, and the game will start playing the credits.
The game's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then it rewinds itself.
Yeah, I wonder if you did it again, if it would actually just end.
No, I actually tried that once. It just keeps rewinding.
That's funny.
Like
the only part of the only part of Gotham City that's actually, quality HD.
in Arkham City, yeah.
Yeah, because they did render like almost a decent chunk of Gotham City outside.
You can't get to it, but yeah.
Unless there is a way to. We have to use a glitch in order to do it, and you can actually fly around and see all the cars moving and geometry. They obviously, I think, put that there as like, oh shit, like they're making the third game, and they're like, well, we might as well just work off this backdrop we made,
Yeah, it's smart game design when you think about
it. Yeah.
But Arkham City is, both in scope and in storytelling, so much bigger than Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, I mean, the overworld is pretty big, but like the amount of shit that's in it, oh my god.
They packed this game to the brim. Like, there's something to see and do in almost every corner of Arkham City.
And I love it.
So Arkham City
kind of like Breath of the Wild, if you think about it, in terms of like things to do constantly around the world. You'll walk like 10, 15 feet, bam, something you do. Take care of it. And then you turn to your left, bam, there's another objective you can do, like a Riddler trophy or something like that. Bam, there's more enemies.
That's something Arkham City and Arkham Knight are really good at. It's filling the world out with things to do.
Yes. And it doesn't seem like there's much like breather time. I mean, I do like some, time where there's no enemies and I can think about what the hell I want to do. But these games like pull it off just right.
Exactly. So the game actually starts out with Bruce Wayne deliberately doing a press conference in front of Arkham City because he wants to get captured and get in there. He's doing it on purpose. He wants to get in there because he's like, I got to take this place down because he's Batman.
I didn't actually know that's what his plan was. I thought it was just like, shit, I fucked up. Hey, Alfred.
No. Oh no, he did that on purpose.
Okay. Cool.
But he finds out this guy named Hugo Strange somehow knows who he is.
Because reasons that are not explained.
And he was able to convert part of Arkham Asylum or a part of Gotham City into a super prison called Arkham City. How he got the funding for it, we'll get there. But Batman's like, no, I'm taking this place down. So he finds out very quickly the Joker is, and he is deathly sick.
Well, should notice from the get-go that Joker looked perfectly okay, but then you see the other Joker, or the actual Joker, pop up, and he's all fucked up looking.
Yeah, so something's not right. But anyway, Joker gives Batman his blood, so now Batman is also poisoned. Batman is also dying.
Great.
So you have to go find Mr. Freeze to get a cure. But Mr. Freeze is held up in the Iceberg Lounge by the Penguin. So you gotta go take care of the Penguin. And then you gotta go find Ra's al Ghul to get a sample of his blood to make the cure.
Sure.
Because the disease is just easily destroying the virus or the easily destroying the cure, so he needs an enzyme only Ra's al Ghul has. So he has to go to join the League of Shadows to get a sample of Ra's al Ghul's blood.
I completely blacked out at that part of the game because I forget that part all the time.
It's just fetch quest. And well, on top of dealing with the Riddler being there, and Zaz being there, and Deadshot being there, and Husk being there, and this dude Azrael stalking you from the rooftops, and the Mad Hatter being there, and Two-Face, and there's so much going on.
There's a lot more villains in this game compared to the first one.
Like, Batman just does.
He what?
Get the cure made. He makes two of them.
I want to repeat that because you cut out.
So Batman does eventually get the cure made.
Uh-huh.
And he makes two of them, one for himself and one for the Joker.
Yeah.
Mr. Freeze breaks one. And Batman's like, do not piss me off. So Batman beats the crap out of Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
And the other cure was stolen by Harley Quinn.
To give to Mr. J.
All while this is happening, you are constantly hearing about something called Protocol 10.
Yep.
I'll get to that in a minute. So, Batman goes to confront the Joker, who looks perfectly fine. So it's like, did you take the cure? What happened? Batman beats the Joker, but Talia, he drops something on Batman. Talia al Ghul comes and it's like, hey, I'll see trying to get immortality. Puts a tracker on herself and walks away. Catwoman saves Batman, and Protocol 10 starts. And it's apparently him just destroying every criminal in there with fighter pilots, and it's insane.
Ra's al Ghul's doing this?
We'll get to Ra's al Ghul in a minute. Hugo Strange is doing this.
So who I forget who did Protocol 10?
Hugo Strange.
That's what I just said, and you said no.
I thought you said Ra's al Ghul.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, we'll get to Ra's al Ghul in a second.
Yeah, I'm a little bit like boof.
So Batman at first is like, yo, I gotta save Talia. Then Oracle and Alfred are like, no, you gotta stop Protocol 10. What are you doing? So Batman takes down Hugo Strange, who you find out was for Ra's al Ghul the entire time. Ra's stabs Hugo Strange, who dies, and the building blows up, and Batman stops. Batman saves himself, and Ra's al Ghul falls on a spike. Okay.
Apparently, he's still alive.
Yeah, he is, but
he's not. He's not in the next game, is he?
He is. We'll get to that.
I forgot. God damn it.
So there's one villain still at large after all. Joker.
Uh-huh.
Batman goes to confront the Joker. Talia stabs the Joker. And Batman's like, you didn't have to do that. And Talia's like, you would never do it. Then Talia gets shot by the real Joker. The cured Joker was Clayface.
Yeah. And you see him early on, too. Like, right when Batman gets, confronts the Joker.
But you know what? The game does the twist very well, because you don't think about that. You're like,
nope.
Oh.
Because you don't see Clayface at all during the game.
You never do. So I just was like, oh, wow, he just took the cure. Okay.
Yeah. Pretty impressive twist.
So Clayface is the final boss. And a much better final boss than the Joker was. Much better final boss.
What happens is you end up at one point getting a katana, and you just go fucking nuts.
Yeah, so Clayface dies. And Batman takes the cure. Enough of it to heal himself, and he still has like half a bottle left. And Joker starts talking to him. Batman's like, Every decision you ever make ends in death and misery. People die. I stopped you. You'll just break out and do it again.
Yeah.
Joker's like, think there's a running gag and stabs Batman in the arm and drop the cure.
Like, look, you dumbass.
And then Batman looks at him. He's like, do you want to know something funny? Despite everything you've done, I would have saved you. Joker dies with a smile on his face.
He says, that's actually pretty funny.
The Joker dies. Batman walks out of Arkham City, puts him on a cop car, and walks away. And that's the end of the game.
Yeah, it was like, whoa. You thought they would do a little switcheroo at the end, but no, they fucking killed the Joker.
Oh, he's dead. And he is confirmed dead in the next game, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, this game, then that between Arkham City and Knight, it was a 4-year wait, and at the time that felt like forever.
But Arkham City, that story was insane. I was not expecting that ending. Whoa.
Whoa! To the max.
Yeah, honestly.
Because I love that game's story. It's the strongest story in the series.
I don't just love the story. The game feels so much smoother than Arkham Asylum.
Well, yeah. They knew what they had, and all they had to do was perfect it.
The combat is so much faster.
Yeah, there's more combos.
And it also feels more responsive.
Yes. And more enemy variety this time, too.
There's a lot more enemy variety this time.
Yes.
The boss fights, so much better in City than they were in Asylum. Easily.
For some reason, you'd probably, what's that giant thing's name? That Batman has, falls into a pit and has to fight. He's like electric or something.
Oh, Solomon Grundy.
Why is he there?
Shut up.
And who is it? I forget who he is.
Solomon Grundy.
Yeah, but from what?
He's a zombie.
Is from the Batman universe, yes?
He's a Justice League enemy.
So,
I think they just put him in here to have it because they put him in here simply because you can't really have a boss fight with Penguin because you just pulverize him.
Exactly.
Which Batman does do. Batman does pulverize the Penguin twice in this game.
Yes, he did at the very beginning, and then the next one.
You do something about this game though. You never have a confrontation with the real Joker.
Not often, anyway.
There is a Joker fight, but it's not against the real Joker. It's against it's against Clayface disguised as Joker.
Yep.
So
very strange, but interesting.
And the stealth is way better in this game because the AI actually can put up a challenge.
Yeah, it's not just a fucking pushover.
And overall, this game is a lot harder than Arkham Asylum was.
Yeah, it actually took me a little while to beat it because it actually has some difficulty spikes to it.
Yeah, it's a lot more difficult, I think.
Yeah. But there's one thing I can't say for the next game. The next game felt a little bit easier.
I'm different on that, and I'll explain when we get there.
At least the combat felt easier.
Arkham City, one of the best sequels ever made to a video game.
Yeah, hands down. You can't. I'm not gonna. If you try to argue, I'm not gonna listen.
There is no way you can think Arkham Asylum is better than Arkham City. I just don't see how you could.
Some people say that it is.
I'm not going to say Arkham Asylum is a bad game. It's not. Arkham Asylum is a great game.
Yeah.
City is just an even greater game.
Yeah, but we a certain YouTuber we watch, that also likes Sonic, thinks that that's better. I think.
All right. I'm gonna briefly, Alex, talk about the voice acting for 1 second, and then we'll jump into Arkham Origins.
Well, the voice acting in general, and
Because I gotta give my doggy some water, so just carry it for about a minute.
yeah. So in terms of the voice acting, it's like even better than the first game. I mean, they're both pretty on par with each other in terms of quality, anyway. And of course, the star of the thing is Mark Hamill, and he does a fantastic job as the Joker, especially a dying one. And some of the line deliveries were just perfect. And the thing is about the credit sequence is, he started singing the song "Only You" or whatever.
Oh, you're talking about the Joker?
Yeah, in a radio thing that Batman, I'm assuming, is listening to.
Mm-hmm.
And it just makes you like go, "Oh shit!" Like Joker respected Batman in a way.
He did.
What?
No, he did. He absolutely did.
Oh, I thought you just said he didn't. I was like, what?
No, Joker absolutely respected Batman.
Yeah.
That's why he never tried to kill him. He never tried to kill him.
Yeah. Close, but he always knew that he would get out.
So I'm not going to talk too much about Origins. Graphically, Arkham City is a big step up from Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
The character models look a lot cleaner and a lot less like clay action figures.
Yeah.
And I like the design of the world better than Asylum. But and the soundtrack at Arkham City is so good. Oh my god.
I can't remember the soundtrack at all for these games.
Well, you're wrong. So,
well, probably it's been so long.
I'm only gonna, like I said, I'm only gonna briefly talk about Origins because it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, it doesn't tell you anything that you would need to know for.
It was really just a filler game to bridge the gap between City and Night.
Yeah, they wanted to release these every 2 years.
Yeah, so Arkham Origins is a prequel game the easy way to sum it up is the day Batman met the Joker. That's the story.
Yeah.
There's nothing bigger to it. There's nothing special about it. It's just the day Batman met the Joker.
It beats the shit out of him at the end, which is funny.
And voice acting wise, instead of Kevin Conroy, you have Roger Craig Smith, who I don't really care for as Batman, if I'm honest.
He's better as Sonic.
I'm about to say stay with Sonic. And then Troy Baker is the Joker, who is okay.
He did a really good impression of Mark Hamill.
Yeah, he did. But, you know, and gameplay-wise, is literally copy-paste Arkham City.
Yeah, you told me that they pretty much reuse a big chunk of the actual copy-paste Arkham City map.
It's basically just a lesser Arkham City and a much buggier game. It's so glitchy.
Especially on Wii U, apparently.
I didn't play the Wii U version. I played it on PS3, but this game is bugged out. Like, not as bad as something like Sonic 06, but it's pretty glitchy.
Yeah, and if you had it on the Wii U, they did not release all the DLC because Warner Bros. Was just like, fuck the Wii U.
Like, if I were to rate them, the lowest I would give any of the Arkham games, the main trilogy, is a 9. I'd give this one like a 6.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a big fan of Origins. I don't think it's terrible, but I don't love it. I've only played through it one time, and I never bothered with any of the side missions. So
it's probably patched up now, but whatever.
But who cares at this point? Like,
yeah, it's one of those games that you really just don't need to care about if you're playing the Arkham games.
Before the third game came out, I was going to replay all of them. I was able to go through Asylum and City, no problem. I could not get into Origins. Couldn't do it.
Yeah, I know that feeling with certain games and certain franchises.
But the actual third game was announced in 2014, Batman Arkham Knight. And oh man, was I excited for this game. Woohoo!
Graphically, from PlayStation 4 in 2015, that shit looked great.
It still does.
Yeah, Sadly, the PC version was a bugged out piece of shit. I don't know. That was just so scary.
But the console versions were almost glitch free. Like this for the console, this is a very polished game.
Yeah, Rocksteady clearly was not the ones who ported it to PC. But it was remastered. And it is on PC again, I think.
I heard the PC version's a lot better now.
Yeah, it's because doesn't Return to Arkham have all 3 Arkham games?
No, just Asylum and City.
Oh, did they re-release Arkham? No, they didn't re-release it then, did they?
They've never re-released Arkham Knight, to my knowledge. No.
Huh. Weird. Maybe they fixed the PC version. I don't know.
I couldn't tell you. So, Arkham Knight starts with you're actually playing as a police officer at the beginning of the game, and Scarecrow has gone insane. Scarecrow, the first 2 games the main bad guy was Joker. This game is Scarecrow.
Yeah, but I don't like the fact that they had to change they for some reason redesigned him and gave him a different voice.
Well, his redesign is because he got ripped. His face got ripped apart by Killer Croc.
But why? Oh, he's wearing a mask.
Yeah, remember when Killer Croc grabbed him and dragged him underwater to Asylum?
Yeah.
He tore his face apart.
Is that specified?
That's canon, yeah.
Where do they specify that?
They said it in development, and you can listen to in some of the dialogue, in some of the audio logs you can find.
In Arkham Knight?
Yeah.
So why is his voice so deep?
A new voice actor.
But why? It's so I would understand getting a similar a similar voice, but why so fucking different?
Yeah, so not only is there Scarecrow, there's a new guy on the scene, the Arkham Knight. They made up a villain.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a minute, right? So Batman makes a new suit and made a new Batmobile because he lost the Batmobile at the end of Arkham Asylum, or during Arkham Asylum. So he made a new Batmobile. And at Ace Chemicals, Scarecrow's about to unleash a big thing of fear gas. He made a new fear toxin. Batman ingests the best Batman can do is contain the blast to just Ace Chemicals, right?
Yeah.
He starts ingesting some of it. Turns around, there's the Joker.
Yeah, I was confused. I thought he was legitimately there for a minute because I forgot.
Because when I first played, because at the beginning, the first thing you do in the game is you burn the Joker's body.
Yeah.
So they confirm straight up, no, this guy's dead.
Yeah, but when he popped up, I was like, what?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? So, here's what's going on. The Joker has sent his blood to Arkham Asylum to hospitals for blood donations, right?
Yeah.
They missed 5 because of hospital errors. 4 of these people are turning to the Joker. Who else had a Joker blood transfusion? Batman.
Yeah.
So Batman is basically going to start going nuts.
And he does at certain points.
Yeah.
It's very weird to explain. Or, not explain, but just observe.
Yeah, no, you see him going crazier and crazier and more brutal as the game goes on. Like, there's a point where he puts a guy's head under the Batmobile's wheel and starts turning it, crushing the dude's head.
Did he actually kill somebody?
No. He almost did.
Oh, wow. Fuck.
Yeah,
but
one of the big
about that becomes a lot more aggressive.
One of the big mysteries of the game is who is the Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
We do get an answer to that, and I speculated who it was from the beginning, and I think a lot of people did.
I didn't know who it would be until a certain point in the game. I was like, okay, I see that game.
So one of the big things is Poison Ivy has something in her body that can cure the fear toxin, right? So she's a big component of the game. And your main mission is to take down the Scarecrow and the Arkham Knight. That's your main goal. So at some point during the game, Poison Ivy makes a big tree and is able to try to attempt to neutralize the fear gas. Doesn't work.
Yep.
Does not work.
And she dies.
Yeah, she does. You go into because Batman has all these Joker henchmen or all these Joker clones trapped, and they all got out. Harley Quinn let them out. So you're going to find all these people, and Batman starts seeing flashes of the comic book Death in the Family.
The what?
There's a comic book called Death in the Family, where Jason Todd gets killed by the Joker.
Oh.
Batman starts seeing flashbacks of that, and it was at that point in my brain where I was like, "That's the Arkham Knight."
Yeah.
I figured that's who it was beforehand, but I was like, "That's got to be the Arkham Knight. It has to be the Arkham Knight. There's no way it's not."
And well, guess
so
who it was?
all the Joker clones are killed off, and Robin finds out you're the fifth Joker. You gotta get in there. Batman's like, "Nope, I gotta stop Scarecrow. You're going in there, and then when I'm done, you can do whatever you gotta do to me."
Yeah. He kind of fucked with me for a little bit because I kept trying to leave, and he said, "No, go back in there." And I was like, "Okay."
Throughout all this time, the Joker is taunting you, mocking you, making you feel stupid, doing this, that, and the other, right?
And just talking about random things that are going on in the world too.
Yeah, the Joker is just always there.
Is it him in general, or is it just like a spirit thing?
No, it's fear toxin.
I know, but
But because Batman has Joker blood in him, he is seeing the Joker. Because
the fact that it's coming up with original scenarios is very strange.
Yeah.
I wonder what is making him say those things.
Because Batman's becoming the Joker.
Oh.
It's all because Batman is turning into the Joker. So Batman eventually does confront the Arkham Knight, who reveals himself to be Jason Todd.
Mr. Tood.
Batman defeats him, and Jason's like, "You abandoned me!" He's pissed off at Batman for abandoning him. And Batman's like, I saw a video of the Joker killing you. I thought you were dead." And it was like a misunderstanding, and Batman just lets him go.
Yep.
Just lets him go. Batman comes to realize he can't win. Cannot defeat the Scarecrow. Can't do it. He surrenders. He gets in a truck and drives away. The truck crashes. Batman ends up in Crime Alley, where he sees his dead parents. The Joker goes way too far. Batman snaps and breaks his neck.
Like the fake Joker, obviously.
Yeah, in the boss fight, Batman kills the Joker. Straight up, he just breaks his neck.
Wait, which boss fight? I forget.
It's remember when all the Jokers are coming after you?
Yeah.
Batman breaks his neck.
Oh.
I was actually hoping that would flash, see just a random person that Batman just killed.
That was what?
I was hoping after that it would turn to the real world and you see just a random person that Batman just killed for no reason. But
yeah, that would have been kind of fucked up.
That's not what happened. Batman goes back to the asylum and infects him with more fear toxin. Joker takes over completely.
Yeah.
The final mission of the game, you're playing as the Joker.
And it's all just in his head, isn't it?
It's all in his head, but it's insane.
Some weird shit goes down, man. You got a gun, it's third person. It goes to first person at some point too.
And he just starts shooting people, and then
the Batmobile just fucking becomes.
Yeah, the Joker mobile. There's a point where it's the Joker, but Bruce Wayne is gone, and it's the Joker.
Yeah.
And with the Joker being in control, Scarecrow infests him with fear toxin.
Yeah.
Joker starts seeing Batman statues everywhere. Joker starts freaking out.
Hey, why does Joker start freaking out?
Because Joker's the one in control now, not Batman.
Right, but why does Batman start appearing in front of him?
Because Joker's biggest fear is being completely defeated and forgotten by Batman. So Joker's like, there's a point at the end. Joker, it's like it says the prompt says escape. Joker's like, you almost had me scared back there. What do I have to be afraid of? Batman shows up and is like, you're afraid of being ashes. You're afraid of being forgotten. You will be forgotten. So Joker starts shooting Batman, and Batman just tanks and grabs him and says, I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.
Yeah.
And defeats the Joker once and for all.
Sealing him in a lock.
Locks away his subconscious. Batman wins. Joker is gone.
Yep, nobody will remember him.
And then immediately after that, Batman takes down the Scarecrow, locks him in Arkham Asylum. Boom. Now, if you do 100% of the game, you get the full ending. I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that in a second. But story-wise, Batman defeats every villain. Says his goodbyes to all of his allies. Activates something called the Nightfall program.
Yeah.
His house blows up. Just boom, boom, boom. It's gone. Oh, I forgot something.
What?
When Batman is first brought to the asylum, he's unmasked. Everybody knows he's Bruce Wayne.
Oh.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway. So the end. You see at the end of the game, you see a very woman with a pearl necklace, a man, and a son being attacked by muggers. You see this entity standing on top of a building, and he's like, the entity is Batman, and he's using the fear toxin to take down enemies.
Yeah, because he's afraid of nothing now.
So yeah, his fear completely gone. Batman is now just a freaking vigilante menace.
Yeah.
And that is the end of the game and the series.
They could probably make another game if they wanted to, but I think that's probably where they should stop.
So Arkham Knight, in a lot of ways, does feel like a finale. It feels like the final chapter of a story. It does.
Yeah, did a good finale, I'd say.
It's very satisfying in that regard. But as a plot itself, it's not as good as Cities. Cities went from very simple to what the hell is this? Arkham Knights is very much take down the Scarecrow, take down the Arkham Knight. And that's what it is throughout the entire game.
And nothing really, fucked up happens minus a few moments where he turns, into Joker.
I mean, I love the ending. Like, that ending sequence with the Joker, that was insane to me. The finale of the game, I thought was the best finale of all three. Everything else...
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
But everything else is not bad by any stretch of the imagination. It's just not as good as Arkham City.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad by any means. I don't.
No. But the Arkham, the only thing that people don't seem to like is the Batmobile itself, because you use it a lot in ways that are just somewhat annoying.
We'll get to that when we get to the gameplay, but also the Scarecrow doesn't have as much of a presence in the game as I thought he would.
He's just there, man, in the background looming over, like he's like Ganondorf.
You see a lot more of the Arkham Knight than you do of Scarecrow.
Yep.
Even though Scarecrow is actually the main, you spend more time against the Arkham Knight, because I guess the Arkham Knight's more of a challenge to fight than Scarecrow would be. I guess.
Maybe. I don't know about that. I don't know. It just seems like missed opportunity for proper boss fights with them.
Yeah, because there's no Scarecrow boss fight.
Which is weird. I thought there would be a bunch of those kind of fights in this.
Well, I thought he would be the final boss.
Yeah.
He's not. The Joker is.
The whole game is like about, his struggle trying to get rid of Joker.
Yeah. So I guess Joker being the final battle does make sense, but I would have liked the boss fight with Scarecrow.
Yeah, but no.
No, you don't get that. I don't get that today. I don't get what I want.
No, you don't ever get what you want.
But in terms of gameplay, this is definitely the best of the three. Oh my god.
First it was refined, now it's perfected.
Batman feels like a freaking unstoppable monster in this game.
Uh-huh.
Like,
and they have like super slowdown moves where you can like slowly pick out enemies and just like go ape shit on them.
Which actually does make the game considerably easier in some respects, because Batman can take down pretty much anybody.
Yeah.
But
there are a few sessions of annoying enemies, but yeah.
They do try to offset that by having a lot more enemies come at you at once. But Batman's abilities are
part of the stronger hardware too, being able to render more enemies at once.
Yeah, the most difficult sections of the game are by far the tank battles toward the end. But I'll get to the Batmobile in a minute.
Oh my god, I remember that now. I'm having PTSD of how annoying that shit was.
The last one in particular, holy crap.
Yeah, fuck that noise.
Yeah, exactly. Also, boss fight wise, there aren't really a lot of boss fights.
I don't call any boss fight.
I mean, there's some, like the Arkham Knight is a boss.
Oh yeah.
The Joker at the end is basically a boss fight. There are some. There's not a lot of bosses.
Yeah, it's more so focused on wanting to use the Batmobile in this game, more so than anything else.
Something you're not going to understand, but some people in the audience will. Soul Reaver 2 didn't have a lot of boss fights in it. There were confrontations with enemies, but they were story-based. Arkham Knight's very much the same way. There's not a lot of boss fights. It's more like, hey, I'm going to take this guy down, and he just does it.
Jesus.
So there aren't a lot of direct confrontations with a lot of bosses in this game. So I don't know why that decision was made, but that's just how the game is. So
that's the way it is, man. See, I don't have a lot to say about the game, to be honest, because it's been so long since I played it. I mean, it's not my favorite of the trilogy.
Graphically, this game is freaking gorgeous.
Especially if you play at the 60 FPS. Jesus
oh
Christ.
My god, yeah. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh. Ogre Lord. Or Load.
Like, this was still... It was a relatively early 8th generation game, and it still looks great.
Definitely.
Like, it looks better than... It looks better than what Gotham Knights that just came out.
Yeah, I heard that game was Garbo.
I haven't played it, but neither here nor there. The blemish on this game, one, there is a giant amount of side quests.
No.
There are so many side quests in the game, and you have to do them all if you want the ending. And that includes getting all the Riddler trophies.
Oh, my furry fucking rat.
To get the ending, you have but every single side quest.
Yeah, I did everything except all the Riddler stuff. So
I did. I eventually did it.
I tried. I couldn't be fucked at some point.
And I am never doing it again.
I'd rather do Sonic Adventure 2 all A ranks.
Yeah, because some of these Riddler trophies are really frustrating, especially the Batmobile ones.
Garbage.
Speaking of the Batmobile, that's a big component of this game, right?
Yeah, it's a hit or miss for people.
When I'm just driving it, I love the damn thing. I love being able to just zip around the city at super fast speeds. It's like Sonic's Boost. I love driving it. The tank battles are where I have an issue.
Yep.
The tank battles just aren't that interesting.
And they control fine, but
it's just in a Batman game, I want to punch things. You know?
I mean, it's cool, but I don't know.
Like, if the Batmobile was just used for fast travel, I wouldn't have any issues with it at all.
No.
But because the tank portions are such a big focus in this game, it does drag down. I recommend, no joke, just dropping the difficulty to easy and getting through the tank battles quickly. Just do it.
Because they're not really that fun.
They're not. The combat section, the stealth sections, absolutely awesome. Fantastic.
Yeah. But
tank sections,
especially near the end of the game, they suck.
Oh my god, the last one is so fucking hard.
I hated it. I died so many times.
But despite that, I loved Arkham Knight. I had a blast playing through Arkham Knight.
Yeah, me too.
It was very satisfying. I loved what really gripped me was the ending. I thought the ending was fantastic. The voice acting, phenomenal. Mark Hamill as the Joker in this game. Oh my god.
He had the most fun with this one because he could be whoever the fuck he wanted to be.
And they never announced that he was in the game. Never once.
Yeah, he kept alluding to the fact that Joker's dead, dude. What do you expect?
Like, they all said, like, Joker's dead. Like, why would he be in the game? But no, he's a very big component of this game. So
funny because we thought, nah.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not the main villain. So that's different.
I mean, he kind of is, but isn't, because it's an inner struggle the entire game.
The real main villain in this game is the Scarecrow.
Well, yeah.
Like, it's actually the Scarecrow, but
yeah, from Batman's perspective, though, it ends up being the Joker.
Yeah, but like for the actual storyline, the main villain is the Scarecrow.
Yep.
They are continuing the series, actually.
How?
With the Suicide Squad game.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But I loved the Batman Arkham series, except for Origins. It's not great. But the main trilogy, very solid trilogy of games. I highly recommend. If you haven't played them yet, I'm baffled. But
well, some people don't give a shit about Batman.
Your interest in the source material, kind of irrelevant. Very, very well done games.
Yes.
But all seriousness, rest in peace, Kevin Conroy.
You made Batman for a whole generation.
You were, and always will be, the Batman that I attached myself to.
Same here. I mean, especially in terms of the voice, like, Jesus, man.
And he was such. I got a cameo from him. My uncle has met him. He was a very down-to-earth guy, and he really cared about the fans, and he was there for them no matter what.
Huh.
So thank you for that, Kevin Conroy. Thank you for what you did. and I'm sorry to his family, his friends, his husband, if he had one. I don't know, but
Yeah, he did.
oh, he did have a husband. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, rest in peace. The character won't be the same without you. But
No.
whoever takes over the role, you got a lot to live up to, man.
Yeah, you really do. You better deliver the goods.
Yeah, honestly, it's never gonna sound right in our brains. It's not.
No, it's gonna be like. Well, I know this is not sounds disrespectful, but it's gonna be like the Sonic thing for a bit.
Yeah.
Like when they changed the voice actors for the first time, it felt we were like, whoa.
Injustice 3 is gonna be weird.
Oh, he voiced him in that too.
Yeah, him and Conroy did him in Injustice.
That's cool.
Oh man, I'm choking up.
Yeah, he's a lot more attached to your childhood than mine because I never actually watched the animated series. I know.
Yeah, no. He's
I need to sit down and watch it. Is it streamable?
I don't know, but I do have the whole series on. So
Sometime we like if we ever hang out again, we should just sit down and just fucking marathon it.
it's a very good show. Batman Beyond is really good too.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun actually.
Yeah, well, next time you're here, if I ever end up in New York,
Yeah.
but yeah, just
Like I'll be
hey,
like, no, come to my house.
You were for Batman what Tobey Maguire is to me for Spider-Man. So
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other iconic characters that like you just can't replace. Or for us Sonic fans, that's like Mike Pollock as Eggman.
Charles Martinet is Mario.
Yeah, dude. When the day comes for him, oh my god, no, I'm not ready.
Oh man. But before I start tearing up, we're gonna close out this podcast. This will be on both of our channels. I'll link his below. I'm sure he'll link mine below.
Yeah, in the description.
So
That's where I
thank you
usually
guys.
put your channel.
Yeah, so thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this. Next up, next week we will be talking about Sonic. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So I hope you guys have a great night and take care.
Yeah.